The journey of a boy who switches places with a girl and decides to live as a mother. First part. Half a life of a former girl. My name is Sierra Breeze. I am a junior in high school. The springtime of my life is nearing its end, and I stand at a significant crossroads where I must decide on my future career path. Originally, I excelled in physics and math and had thought of pursuing my education at the local National Institute of Technology. However, my parents strongly opposed this idea. Even as the world rapidly changes around us, they hold on to traditional beliefs, insisting I choose between finding a job or getting into an arranged marriage. My older brother went on to study literature at a four-year college and spends most of his time in college clubs without seriously studying. Yet, my parents don't criticize him. According to them, men and women are different. My father frequently says that if a woman misses her chance to marry, she'll regret it for life. Ah, how many times have I cursed the fact that I was born a woman? I considered leaving home and getting a scholarship. But when thinking of studying sciences and pursuing master's or doctoral degrees, the thought of repaying the loan seems like an unimaginable burden. One day, an angel introducing themselves as Chico came to me. A candy that switches bodies?
Yes. The person who eats this blue candy will switch bodies with the person who eats the red candy.
So once we switch, we can't go back to our original bodies?
No need to worry about that. If you want to return to your original body, you can. I'll give you 2 sets of candies, a total of 4. I've explained the item. How you use it is up to you. I won't interfere. I'll just watch over your fate from the heavens.
On the last day of the first semester, I called my classmate, Stanley J., to meet me behind the gym under the cherry blossom tree. He is known to be kind and is secretly popular among the girls in our class, but he is incredibly dense and has no idea about it.
Why did you call me to such a place?
I'm giving you this candy. Eat it here.
Why? It's not Valentine's Day or anything.
Just do it. Just do it. I shoved the red candy into Stanley's mouth and quickly popped the blue one into mine. Suddenly, my consciousness began to fade, and everything went black.
When I woke up, I was lying on a bed in the nurse's office. And the face I saw every morning in the mirror, my face, was looking down at me. The body swapping, which I had half doubted, seemed to have been successful. Stanley, now in my body and looking utterly clueless and adorably so, needed an explanation about the body-switching candy.
Why did you make me eat that? If what you said is true, we can return to our original bodies by eating the other set of candies, right? Where are they? Bring them out. Right now.
Hearing such words in my voice made him sound like a tomboy. I don't want to. I've finally become a boy, which I've always wanted. Why would I go back now?
But you don't plan to stay like this forever, right?
Well, once I'm tired of being a boy, maybe I'll switch back.
We have exams coming up. We can't waste a single day like this.
We can still study for exams even after switching bodies, right? If push comes to shove, I'll take the exam for you. Don't worry, I'm confident in my studies. After persuading him, we exchanged phone numbers, and I decided to head to his house. I'm home.
Welcome back, Stanley.
It seems my relationship with my mother is good. The home environment seems blessed. When I entered the room, I checked to make sure no one was watching. After 10 minutes, I concluded what felt like a heavenly experience. I once again thought, men have it so easy. While men can experience such pleasures, women have to endure monthly periods. Is this disparity acceptable? At that moment, I thought I never wanted to return to being a woman. From then on, I decided to study hard for exams while playing the role of Stanley every day. And on November 20th, the mock exam results came in with A/B rating. The dream of getting into my desired college seemed more real. The financial situation at home was not a problem. They promised to let me go to graduate school if I passed. Suddenly, I snapped back to reality. I wondered what had become of my life as Sierra. Wouldn't I be happier continuing my life as Stanley? I called out Sierra, who was once a boy named Stanley, to that familiar cherry tree. You seem to be fitting in well with the girls lately.
It's no joke. In your family, they don't even send me to prep schools or cram schools. I'm loaded with household chores. I want to focus on my studies, so give me that candy.
I threw it away.
What?
I wasn't lying. I've decided to live my life as Stanley J. Being male suits me more.
What about my life?
I want you to live in my stead as Sierra. I know I'm being selfish.
No way.
She slumped down in a sitting position, tears streaming down her face. Goodbye. With that curt farewell, I left the scene. Afterward, I passed the entrance exam to my desired university, immersed myself in studies, found a girlfriend, and led a prosperous life. I don't know what kind of life Sierra Breeze led afterward. There were no calls on my phone from her. For me, being a woman was nothing but a burden of the past.
Second part. My wife used to be a man. My name is Porter Lee, a high school senior. The springtime of my life was drawing to a close, and I found myself at a significant crossroads, needing to decide my future path. Both arts and sciences were my forte, so I considered going to a national university. However, I was told by my parents that due to our strained financial situation, even if I could enroll, I might have to drop out at some point. So, I decided to buckle down and study for the civil service exam during the summer vacation. If that didn't work out, I'd switch to preparing for university entrance exams. As the second semester began and the date of the written test approached, my eyes were drawn to a particular girl. Sierra Breeze. Long eyelashes, a perfectly straight nose. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to call her beautiful, yet there were no rumors of her dating anyone. She seemed indifferent, always studying during breaks, and seemed uninterested in fashion as her hair was always messy. Occasionally, I'd hear her mutter about laws of motion energy or Coulomb's law. She appeared to be isolated from the other girls, and the boys didn't seem to approach her either. I often found myself thinking that she should enjoy her once-in-a-lifetime youth more. But come the second semester, she seemed like a completely different person. She tied her hair up and looked notably more refined, even radiant. Excuse me for saying this, but she has taken on the vibe of a generally cheerful girl. Though still few, I began to see her with friends, chatting away. Why was I observing her so closely? Initially, it was just out of curiosity. But now, it was different. I was in love. Every day after returning home, I'd find myself staring at a photo of her on my phone. I wanted to sit beside her, hold her hand, kiss her, see her. I'd let my imagination run wild, leading me to ultimate ecstasy. Time passed, and the day for the civil service exam results came. On November 20th, my number was displayed. I was so happy. I could have called the school to report, but I decided to go to the school staff room to share the news in person. The teachers congratulated me. Still excited, I wandered around the classroom, the grounds, aimlessly. Then, under the cherry tree behind the gym, I saw them. A boy and a girl were talking. The boy said something, and the girl sat down. I wondered if her love confession was rejected. Looking closer, I recognized them both. Stanley J. and Sierra Breeze. Stanley left, and Sierra looked down. Could she be crying?
Hey there, you over there.
A voice came from somewhere, but I couldn't see anyone.
My name is Chico. I'm in charge of being Cupid of love.
Where? Where are you?
I'm speaking to your heart, so you can't see me. By the way, after reading your heart, you like that girl, don't you?
Felt a surge of warmth rush to my face.
Now's your chance, with her feeling down. Comfort her and make her yours.
Why are you meddling like this?
It's because I find it extremely endearing. Lately, I've been a bit, well, yawied.
Yaweed?
Never mind. I just want to watch you two from afar, smiling.
Are you making fun of me?
But if you miss this timing, you might never get a chance with her again. Do you want to regret it for the rest of your life?
That would be troubling. But still.
If you're a man, show some courage. Good luck.
And then the voice disappeared, leaving only Sierra and me. Should I speak to her? Sierra. Are you okay?
Oh, Porter.
Do you feel bad or something?
I'm fine. I can walk on my own.
Actually, there's something I want to tell you.
What is it?
I love you. Such silence followed, I could hear the autumn wind.
So, does that mean you see me as more than just a friend?
Yes. She then stared into space. Watch out. She seemed about to faint, and I quickly caught her. Are you okay?
I'm sorry. It seems I'm not that okay.
Shall we go to the infirmary? She nodded weakly. I thought of lending her a shoulder, but she had completely lost her strength, so I carried her bridal style. I was prepared for resistance, but she didn't resist. I'm sorry. I didn't consider your feelings. Was I that off-putting?
It's not that. Being confronted with the reality that I'm a woman was shocking. My life flashed before my eyes, and everything went dark.
I remembered learning in health and physical education that some teenage girls can't accept their developing female bodies. She must be one of them. After laying her on the bed and exchanging a few words with the school nurse, I left. Had my first love been rejected? I thought so, but the next day, she contacted me on social media.
Sorry, I couldn't respond properly yesterday. I've reflected on myself since then. I seriously considered what it means to date a man. I decided to try and embrace being a girl. Would you like to start as friends? P.S. I realized you truly see me as the opposite sex when you carried me and I felt your thigh.
She's a strange girl, I thought. Not sure if she's being delicate or cheeky. I vaguely remember that our first date was at a park, but I can't recall the specifics. Our conversation felt stiff, as if two robots were talking, not quite connecting. She used some old-fashioned feminine language I'd only ever heard in anime, which left an impression on me. Her trying too hard was somehow endearing. She brought a packed lunch, but her cooking, well, left much to be desired. After the date, things were awkward between us, and we couldn't talk at school for a while. If she was trying too hard to be feminine, then I might have been forcing myself to play the male role too. It was when we talked about manga, anime, and games that we really connected. Surprisingly, she was into stuff typically enjoyed by guys, and we got pretty excited discussing it. From then on, we'd recommend things to each other and share our thoughts. It felt less like I got a girlfriend and more like I gained an otaku friend. Time passed, and we graduated. I got a job at the city office, while she went to a junior college majoring in home economics. She actually wanted to attend a 4-year college, but her parents wouldn't allow it. Still, she was determined to become a perfect wife and mother, skilled in cooking and sewing. When I'd sneak over to her house, I was greeted by a collection of plush toys from popular series. I was surprised because I wasn't expecting such a stereotypical girl's room. According to her, it was all
because of you. Since you said you loved me, I decided to embrace my femininity.
From what I heard, her parents were thrilled with her newfound girlishness. I felt like I'd done something wonderful. They didn't allow us to have children until after her graduation, but love, when forbidden, only burns brighter in secrecy.
I'm doing something naughty. God, forgive me.
She seemed to be as consumed by our forbidden love as I was. Eventually, before we knew it, we got married and, in the depth of our love, had 3 kids. Sierra gradually became a fantastic cook, handling household chores, a part-time job, and supporting our home. She's passionate about education, and our kids are growing up healthy and happy. She's been an incredible mother and wife. I'm so glad I confessed to her back then. I'm truly happy.
Last part. As a mother. As a woman.
My name is Ariel Lee. I am a college student. My father, who graduated from high school, and my mother, who graduated from a junior college, have been saving money diligently to make our dreams of attending college and conducting research come true. I can tell that my mom tries to live as a woman and as a mother for my dad and us. She's a strong-willed woman. However, she never forced her ideas of femininity onto me and didn't oppose my desire to join the male-dominated IT department in college. I chose a research lab to study artificial intelligence, but it turned out to be a huge mistake for me. Professor Stanley J. At first, he seemed cool and handsome, but from the day I was assigned to his lab, he began sexually and mentally harassing me. On a spring evening, as the sun was setting, I found myself alone with the professor.
I know a lot about your mother. You look a lot like her, and you're cute.
Did you go to school with my mother?
We had a more intimate relationship than that.
He tried touching my shoulder. Please stop. I have a quiet voice when I'm scared.
You will soon come to curse being a woman. It is also a fate wrought by your lineage. You might find it hard to believe, but your mother once belonged to me. And now, I desire her again, but as a man.
I couldn't fully understand what he meant. Perhaps they had been lovers. Was he projecting his past feelings for my mother onto me? After that, he began touching me inappropriately. When I showed my disapproval, he threatened me using my grades and graduation thesis. Stop it. I'll tell my mom.
Try it. Your mother can't oppose me. She has a situation that makes it impossible to challenge me.
Was he holding some leverage over my mother? It was hard to decide whom to confide in. However, when I returned home for the summer holidays looking upset, my mother confronted me.
What happened?
My mom, while often tearful, is kind and always thinks of our well-being. I quickly revealed everything about the professor.
I'm sorry, it's because of me.
What? Had they been lovers?
Maybe it's my fault. Because I never stood up to him, maybe he thought he could control any woman. I'm sorry.
She locked herself in her room, and I could hear her crying.
My name is Sierra Lee. A mother of 2. I need to break free from my past.
It seemed like she had made up her mind. She gave me a voice recorder and promised to fight the professor with the help of a lawyer. I sued the professor. The media took a keen interest in the story, especially because my mother passionately spoke out against the professor's wickedness. The professor defended himself, claiming he was not a bad person and had a good relationship with my mother and the J family. For some reason, this fueled my mother's anger even more, and she actively engaged with the media and amplified her voice through social media. As a result, the professor left the university. I can't forget the sadness on my mother's face then. Did she manage to break free from her past? I'm not sure if that was the catalyst, but she and my father passionately loved each other and had a 3rd child, a much younger brother for me. Maybe this time I truly became Sierra Lee. I think this was her way of making peace with her past and finding her way in life. My name is Ariel Lee. I was raised, learning from my mom's actions. Living in a male-dominated society, there are times when I feel disheartened, but I take pride in being born and raised as a woman.